Growing up with Bobby has been one of the great honors in my life. Through high school, college, and into our careers, I've watched him become the hardworking, generous, ambitious, and pure-hearted man he is today. Bobby has always been one of my favorite people to talk to, and I love him very much. And it was during one of those conversations that he first told me about Lauren. They were working remotely at IBM, miles apart, but in their very first meeting, Bobby admitted he could not stop staring at her. Now, Lauren is one of the most impressive people I've ever met. She's smart, charismatic, funny, and humble, and as if that's not enough, she makes the best damn bagels in all of Dallas. Shout out to Lolo's Bagels. And I'd like to finish with a brief story of how these two began because I had the pleasure to witness it. Bobby had been crushing on Lauren for months now, and they had developed a strong friendship. So one day I get a call from Bobby, and he tells me that he wants to use his leftover Spirit airline credit on a trip to Dallas to meet her, and he wants me to come. And on the way there, Bobby was noticeably nervous, which is unlike him. But I think deep down it was because he already knew that he was on his way to meet his future wife. That weekend, these two hit it off immediately, and there was one moment specifically that stood out. We were at a bar called Happiest Hour, and at one point, Lauren started singing to him. But I'll never forget the way Bobby was looking at her, like they were the only two people in the world. And right then and there, I remember thinking, oh boy, my man is falling for a Texas girl. Even from the very beginning, that first weekend, they just so clearly made sense together. And in a world where there are a lot of things that do not make sense, there's nothing that makes more sense than for all of us to be here tonight to celebrate their wedding. The beautiful new couple and the next chapter in their lifelong journey, to Bobby and Lauren Stewart.
Since I was a little girl, my parents would tell me they were praying for my future husband. At the time, I thought it was a little silly, but standing here today, thinking of all the details that had to fall perfectly in place for us to meet and for us to become who we are, I know without a doubt that God has been preparing us for this moment and for every moment we'll share for the rest of our lives. I never thought much about my wedding day as a young girl. The image in my head just felt blurry and not like a near reality. After meeting you, that image became so clear to me. I could see what it would be like to marry you. I could picture a future with you. I could picture having kids with you, and it all just made sense. I'm not one to write much in a journal. I have a few entries throughout my life, and I actually wrote one 2 months after we started dating. The moment felt so important, and I knew it was a feeling I would want to remember forever. Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. So much has happened since I last journaled. I seriously think I might be dating my future husband. Bobby is everything I could want for in a husband, and I'm so happy with him. Long distance is hard, but I have a strange sense of comfort that we will find a way to make it work. I didn't want to freak my mom out by telling her I thought we would get married, but I did recently tell her that I think this one is gonna stick. I never could imagine what meeting my person would feel like, but this is definitely a kind of love I've never felt before, and one that feels fully reciprocated to the point where I feel undeserving of it sometimes. I hope this doesn't end up to be an embarrassing journal entry, but something in me tells me it won't be. I promise to be your anchor in uncertainty, your refuge in life's storms, and your rock when you need someone to lean on. I promise to celebrate your victories, encourage your dreams, and comfort you in your hardships. I promise to seek God with you daily, to pray with you, and build our marriage on His word. Lastly, I promise to never dim your light and always let you be you, the one that I fell in love with. I hope when we're old and our kids have grown up, after we've lived the life we've always dreamed of, you could look at me with that smile I love and say, that was so much fun. I don't know what the future holds, but I know I want you in it always.
On October 21st, 2021, you lit a spark in my soul that has been burning brighter and fuller every moment I am with you. That was the first day we met, and that one flight to Dallas positively impacted the trajectory of the rest of my life. We clicked instantly, and it felt like I had known you forever. I immediately recognized your beauty and that people were attracted to you, not in a flirtatious way, but because you're interesting and intelligent. It was clear that I was in love with you from the moment I met you. I have so much gratitude for the way that God has shaped our story. Saying you make me happy is an understatement. You give my life meaning and a fresh new perspective on the world. You inspire me to live in the moment and not worry about the future. You make me feel certain in a world full of uncertainty. And when I'm with you, all of my worries seem to melt away. And now, as I stand in front of family and friends, I vow to always support you in all of your many hobbies and endeavors. I promise to stand by you in the dark times and laugh with you in the good ones. I commit to steering us forward in new and exciting ways and to always protect you. And I promise to love you not just with words, but with actions. I commit to starting a family together and to love and support our kids with the same devotion that I do as you. I vow to lead our family rooted in faith and centered on God's word. And most importantly, as we grow old together, I vow to never lose that spark you gave my soul that first day we met. Today, our two sparks become one flame, and I vow to nurture and tend to that flame with you for the rest of my life. Lauren, I love you. This is my vow to you now and forever.
Bobby and Lauren, since you have made these vows to one another in the presence of God and these witnesses, by the authority entrusted to me as a minister of the gospel and by the state of Tennessee, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Bobby, you may kiss your bride.